Good morning, Unity Bay Area, Houston. Greetings and thank you for being here today, and welcome to everybody that is here joining us today in the sanctuary and those that are joining us online now or in the future. We are grateful for each and every one of you and honor and acknowledge your decision to choose to be a part of Unity in this moment. Unity is a positive, progressive, practical approach to Christianity based upon the teachings of Jesus and the power of prayer. You all know this. And we really love to honor the universal truths in all religions and respect each individual's right to choose a spiritual path. And we're grateful you've chosen to be at Unity today. I had 2 interfaith events on Thursday, one with the Commissioner Garcia, and then another one that was up at the Ismaili Center, and I got the opportunity to go and tour that new Ismaili Center in Houston that is just absolutely blows you away. But it was truly wonderful to be with people that are promoting interfaith all around our Houston metropolitan area. There were 78 different interfaith leaders there, and it was really a blessing. And so I really honor that we acknowledge and honor that every faith has a path and a position of coming to a greater understanding of the divine in whatever way they do that. So it's just truly a blessing. So today, our affirmation, aligned with my divine nature, I am a beacon of light for others. Together, aligned with my divine nature, I am a beacon of light for others. Yes, en armonía, let me say that right. En armonía con mi naturaleza divina soy, I don't know, Merite, help me. Okay, I'm listening to somebody say it before I do it. En armonía con mi naturaleza divina, soy un faro de luz para los demás. Y'all did better. Thank you so much. It helps to have a coach, right? I have one at home, but I forgot to ask him this morning. All right, let's rise and share together.
Good morning. Before I close my eyes, anytime I'm in despair, I just say this little prayer. God's light surrounds us, God's love enfolds us, God's power protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever I am, got it. When the cold winds start to blow, and they beat upon your door, every night will have its dawn. Oh, this thought as you go on. God's light surrounds us, God's love enfolds us, God's power protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever I am, got it. We all hear the Spirit call. It's a small world after all. Bound together in and through this one common simple truth. God's light surrounds us, God's love enfolds us, God's power protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, got it. Wherever we are, got it. Wherever we are, God is.
I don't say woohoo to too many songs, you know. But that was good. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for your beautiful voices this morning. Gorgeous. My name is Mary Helen Merzbacher. You don't have to remember that last name. I'm glad you joined today. Let's begin our service together as we affirm our statement of truth. There is one presence and one power in the universe and in me, God the good, omnipotence. Prayer is the core practice, as Kyra told you earlier, that Unity teaches, our constant connection to divinity. Our prayer chaplains pray for your requests for 30 days, and they're also sent to Silent Unity to be prayed for at the same time. That is called. See? So if you would like to make a prayer request, the prayer request forms are in the foyer. We take very good care of those, and so they're always confidential. And if you would like to speak to a prayer chaplain today, you can meet them right back there. Today's prayer chaplains are Ronnie Kennedy and John V. Jarawala. Is that true? Oh, there she is. She's back there controlling everything and also taking your prayers. Anyway, and Carrie Jacobs. After the service, you can meet Carrie near the prayer room over there in the corner, and John V. and Ronnie will lead us in a group prayer before the meditation. Digital viewers, if you seek peace or have gratitude to share, please click the Request Prayer button in your bulletin, or you can leave a prayer through Facebook Messenger. Now, please join Reverend Kyra Baehr in prayer.
Thank you, Mary Helen. Thank you, Mary Helen. My other little mic is on the fritz for the moment, and I get reminded to come over here. So let's take a moment in prayer. Let's move into that sacred space within, and we open ourselves to that place where we honor and celebrate the divine, and we experience our connection to the all that is, to the one source, to the Christ consciousness within us. And as we say yes, I am open and willing to know and remember the truth of my being and to feel the presence and the power that is right here, right now. We gentle our minds into quiet and open our heart to experience that divine in all the ways that it would express as health and life in our body, as wisdom in our soul, as peace in our being. We remember this infinite love that is always radiating light and love through us, as us. And we say thank you. Thank you, sweet Spirit. Thank you for being the presence that knows exactly what is needed in my own life, in the life of my loved ones, in the life of this planet, this world. We send forth a blessing that all may know and remember truth and be led and guided by wisdom, by an inner knowing that their light may shine, that your light may shine as us and through us. And we feel the gratitude in our hearts and being for remembering this truth, for being aligned to the highest and greatest good. And we are grateful, grateful, grateful to be here now, to celebrate together, to connect with the divine and with one another. We live in the joy of the journey, with peace in our soul and love in our heart. And so it is. Amen. And yes.
Well, I guess it's time for announcements. Well, I have one announcement to make. Y'all may not know this, and I don't know if Erica is in here, but I have another name besides Mary Helen Merzbacher, and it is Tootsie. And two of the people that call me Tootsie are here today. So I just I hope that they're here. I think maybe Erica might be getting Baker back in the kids section. I think they might have found out that the kids section might be more fun than ours. If you're 8, if you're 8, we like it here though. Anyway. Pardon? They are here? I just can't see them. Oh, well, okay, so Erica is my niece, and she's my sister's only daughter, and she has a daughter who was christened here when she was 9 months old. And she, some of you may remember, because when she was up here, they flashed a picture of her, and she saw the picture of herself, and she went, "Ah!" You know, she was so excited to see herself up on the big screen. Anyway, they're here today, and she's now 8. And so she's, you know, I'm super proud of them, and I hope that you guys get to meet them sometime while you're here. But we do have some other announcements. Other than now, my personal family business is concluded for today. The Unity Women's Ministry and the men's dinner groups will skip September, okay? So don't show up there. The ladies will be back in October and the gentlemen in November. The Unity World Day of Prayer is coming up, folks. This is a lot of fun for us. It's Thursday, September 10th. We'll have our annual prayer vigil here at the church from 10 to 2. And it's a really nice time. It's a precious time of creativity and consciousness, says the announcements. And everyone is welcome to enjoy the piece of the day. And you got a little piece of paper today. And that's where you're going to put your prayer that you have for, you know, that you'd like to fill out to drop in our prayer box. And those will all be said on World Day of Prayer. You really should come and experience it because it's very quiet here. We create a prayerful, peaceful environment. There are always usually some books to read. There's lists to pray with and requests that people have made for prayer all over the world. So join those people all over for that on Thursday, September the 10th. Mark your calendar. Jabata and the Unity Drummers are going to celebrate the beginning of fall. Yay, please, fall, come on. On Saturday, November 19th at 7 p.m. Pardon? September. What did I say? I'm just ahead of my time. But it helps if you get the day right. September the 19th at 7 p.m. Bring a rhythm instrument, dress for your comfort, which means it's going to be hot, and love offerings are appreciated. You can also bring any kind of, you know, if you want bug repellent or anything like that, anything to make yourself comfortable, something cold to drink. It's time to welcome new members to Unity Bay Area Houston. New member classes are fun and easy. We've all done them. Many of us have done them. And there are 2 classes to choose from. One is being held on Tuesday, September 22nd at 7 p.m. That's for the evening, folks that can come in the evenings. And then Saturday, September 26th at 10 a.m. if you prefer to come during the day. Hope to see some of y'all there. It's you can learn about Unity and the 5 core principles, and there's no test at the end. It's really a good time. And I don't know, you always remember the people that you joined with, you know, the other 2 or 3, 5, 10 people that are in your freshman class, so to speak. You always remember them, and no matter what, over the years, you have a connection. Now, please join me for our vision, mission, values, and affirmation. Our vision is a world powerfully transformed through the growing movement of a shared spiritual awakening. Our mission is to inspire minds, awaken hearts, and empower lives through the teachings of Jesus Christ and other expressions of universal truth. In all that we are, in all that we live, we value unconditional love, connection, authenticity, inclusivity, trust, and compassion. We are living relevant spirituality now.
In this moment, in this place, I remember who I am, letting fear and worry fall away from me. I open my eyes and see there is only love. There is only
that song is powerful. I don't know. I just love you people so much, and I feel so much love when I come into this church, and that's why I'm so pleased and proud to invite my family here. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Okay. We're glad that you're here to share your unique energy with my niece today. No, just with us today. Here's a test question by show of hands. Who loves relaxing in a pool? Yeah, that's the best, especially this time of year, right? It's not even relaxing. It's just like saving your life practically. Anyway, so if you answered that question, it should be pretty easy, but is there anyone here today for the first time? Yeah. Oh, welcome. Thanks for being brave to raise your hand. We have a blessing for you. We love you. We bless you. We appreciate you. And we behold the Christ in you. Thank you so much for being brave to raise your hand. Anyway, we're so glad that we have new people. If you're here, you're getting the heart and the newcomer brochure, and we ask for you, if you'll fill out the personal information on there, it's just name and address kind of stuff, then we'll give you a call and welcome you and see what your interests are. We'd love to connect you with our group here. Anyway, also, if you go over to the back table at the end, you can pick out a little gift, and sometimes they're really cool. Okay? And are they always cool? They're always okay. Life-changing. Amazing. And it doesn't have to be big, y'all. First-time viewers can contact the church through Messenger, and we'll send you a special gift, too, if you'd like. We'd love to connect you to all the unique and fun events that are going on here at Unity and let you know what we mean when we say we're living relevant spirituality now. And now we've got a person reading the Daily Word I've never heard before read the Daily Word. And she's really a wonderful person. Joanne Badeau is going to read for us today.
Hi, everybody. Radiance is the daily word. Aligned with our divine nature, we are a beacon of light for others. God is the light in our life. We give thanks every day for the wondrous blessings of the divine and the peace and the strength that we derive from our faith, and for me from this church. We are spiritual beings, fully human and fully divine. The light of God shines from within us. Our confidence grows as we embrace, the church touched me, our divine nature. As we live and love more fully and authentically, the joy within us multiplies. We become simply radiant. The world can feel dark and dull and needs all the light and sparkle it can get. As greater numbers of people discover the power of God and express the fullness of their spiritual selves, the world will glow with our collective radiance. This is from 2 Peter chapter, verse 19. You will do well to be attentive to this as a light lamp shining in a dark place until the day dawns and the morning star rises in your hearts. Thank you.
You are seen, you are heard, you are loved for who you are. You are enough, you are complete, you
morning. We come to a time in our service of group prayer, along with the prayers that you have put in our prayer box for the chaplains to pray for this week. In this moment, we allow our individual prayers to combine as a collective to powerfully shine that beacon of light to all for those whom we pray for. You may whisper the names or situations softly or speak them in your hearts. We will take a few moments now for this. Please take a deep breath and begin.
We are lamps shining in the darkness. We are grateful and blessed to be part of the radiance of the divine. Thank you, God, and so it is.
As we take this moment even deeper into ourselves, we go to that divine presence where we experience the joy of the laughter we share. We experience the wonder of the tears that are touching our hearts and souls. And we open to this moment in a quiet, contemplative place where we experience ourselves letting go of all the worries and the stress of the world and begin to feel ourselves relax. From the very tip of your head, you feel that relaxation move through like a cool liquid, bringing forth a peace as it moves through behind your eyes and your jaw, your neck. You let go of stress and tension in your shoulders if you need to roll them. In whatever way helps you center into this moment. We experience that gentle energy, that gentle cooling fluid light moving through our body and blessing and sparkling inside of our very bloodstream and the structure that holds us here and the cells and the skin and the nervous system, all of us begins to harmonize with this infinite love and this infinite light, moving through our very, every part of us, so that it comes through our feet and goes and unifies with Mother Earth and the beloved nature, all the creatures of the sky and the land and the waters of the earth. And we are one in heart, creative energy flowing. And as we are gentled into this moment of connection to that infinite source, the Christ light, the divine awareness within us, we say thank you. Thank you, God. Thank you, Spirit. By every name and every understanding, we feel and know your presence and unify as one here and now. And as we unify in spirit, we open to know that that God light, that God essence is moving through us to bring us peace and harmony and open us to the wisdom of the eons, the wisdom that comes from not only our ancestors before us in the divine realms that are nurturing us even now, but our own inner knowing that we are one and we are called to remember, to focus into this moment the truth that we are here, loved and loving, a presence. And so we move into a time of gently back here and now to this sanctuary, where we open our eyes as we're ready to share in the words of our Lord's Prayer through an Aramaic translation. Beloved oneness, breathing life of all, holy is our essence. Create your reign of unity now. Your one desire acts with ours and vibrates light to form. Fulfill this day all need for bread and insight. Forgiveness releases us, and we remember wholeness. We are free from inner and outer deception and walk your path with joy. You are the power of these truths, and unite my words, thoughts, feelings, and actions through this prayer. In gratitude, my heart knows it is so. Amen. And yes. And so it is.
I will surrender to my greatest, highest good. I will release any fear that blocks my way. For every step I take is taken in pure faith, and I am stronger every moment, every day. My mind is willing and my heart is open wide. I trust my instincts and let spirit be my guide. I vow to live a life that's real and true and free as I continue walking through this mystery. I will surrender to my greatest, highest good. I will release every fear that blocks my way. For every step I take is taken in pure faith, and I am grateful every moment, every day. There may be walls, there may be roadblocks in my way, but I can choose to take a higher path each day. Now I know that what I thought was safe and sound was only habit and regret that held me down. I will surrender to my greatest, highest good. I will release any fear that blocks my way. For every step I take is taken in pure faith, and I am stronger every moment, every day. And I am kinder every moment, every day. And I am grateful every moment, every day.
Thank you, Ellen Rogers and Art Bristow. We are so grateful. Grateful for each of you and for your light and your energy in this world, and for Mary Helen and the laughter she brings us. She always has us laughing when she platforms. I love that. And I want to welcome you to our second week of our series, 6-week series we're doing on unapologetic manifestation. Woohoo! All right, what is that? You know, and how does that work? And we are really going to be working with the 5 steps to unapologetic manifestation. And a part of that is to recognize, as we look at what we covered last week, is we recognize we are choosing to move from unconscious creators, because we're always creating, to conscious creators, to someone who is consciously choosing that which we are bringing forth into the world. And we are surrendering our small life. All right, everybody breathe. Where have you held on to a small life and been fighting for it versus letting go and letting the divine move through you to bring you something much greater? And there is a divine power within us that is the source of all. And that's what we're learning to move into. We are really combining that with even the scientific studies of neuroplasticity. Neuroplasticity also is about our creating new brainwave patterns, new ways that we actually focus ourselves in a way that allows us to expand our lives. And I love last week we talked about value tagging, that when we get clear and focus on a certain value, on the values that are really key for us as an individual, as a world, then what happens is the universe hears that. I always love Mary Morrissey would always say, the universe has perfect hearing, right? And when that divine energy is hearing what we're calling forth, it is bringing it forth for us. And that we learn to be courageous in the face of fear, and that all of it was about aligning our life with our higher purpose. What is it that's flowing through us as a higher purpose? So as we introduce this series, we now move into the first step that we take along the way. And it is to focus your mind. But there are parts of that, because clarity unlocks power. Without clarity, we do not have the power to fulfill that greatest, highest good that we were just singing. The universe doesn't know what we want. So focusing our mind, the first step of that is to begin with what is. To begin where we are and acknowledge our life exactly as it is in this moment. Now, sometimes we don't want to see what is in the moment. We don't want to look fully at the experience that maybe we've created up to this moment. We may not like some of the out-picturing that has happened. And yet, we get to acknowledge without judgment. So here's a key, all right? Without judgment. All right, everybody, join me. Without judgment. Let's say it. Without judgment. All right? This is not a time to be judging yourself, because what happens when we judge ourselves? We shut down. We feel small. We feel inadequate. We feel like, oh, I should have done better. Oh, and then we start to diminish the truth of the divine energy that is within us. So if we can instead, in the moment, acknowledge what's in our life, like it or not, the things that we're experiencing, then all of a sudden we can learn to accept, this is where my starting point right now is. This is where I am. Not good, not bad, no energy on it, and that way just noticing. Because it takes an ability, we're talking about ultimately an alchemy of spirit. An alchemy of spirit that moves things in us. But it cannot happen if we're in denial of where we are at the moment. Because then we're not giving a clear message, right? So we accept and we choose what we call radical responsibility. Oh, everybody go. Do we like that? I'm not so sure, Actually, it's a part of the conscious creation process. And when we are radically, I'm going to do this, and when we are radically responsible for our lives and what we've created, then we are radically responsible for what can be created next, and where we are beginning to be able to move to that which we desire. And if we say, okay, I'm happy with this part of my, most of us are happy with some parts of our lives, right? And there's some parts we would like something more, something different, right? And so in that process, when I take radical responsibility, then I become conscious and willing to open up to a higher, greater good for my life. And so in that process, I go, okay, I can see that, I have at some level unconsciously created things. I didn't necessarily consciously create some things that were what I don't want, right? But I've unconsciously created those things. And so what's happening is we're bringing the unconscious conscious. That's part of the process of focusing our mind. And we have to actually delve into our own inner operating systems, as Ken calls it, and change these unconscious programs within us that have run our lives. And this is where we call on the divine to help us to clarify and see what's there and change the lens through which we are looking at our lives. You know, Ken calls them in a book, and the book Unapologetic Manifestation, he calls them structures of knowing. We've created structures around what we know and what we're willing to perceive and see in a given moment. Now, those structures of knowing have come from many, many directions. They come through the things we brought in with us. They come from the teachings of our parents, our teachers, our society. They come through, unconsciously engaging in the world and taking on beliefs that we don't even know we're carrying, and yet are running our system, are running the way we see the world. He presents it as if there's a pane of glass between you and the world. And so what do we color that pane of glass with, and how do we perceive everything? Ourselves, our relationship to the divine, our relationship to life itself. Because life is relationship in our world. So we must be willing to work with the BS, the belief system. I know, but you're very mindful. The belief systems that are within us that would keep us playing small, keep us from fulfilling that which we truly desire, which the divine desires for you. It is the Father's great pleasure to give you the kingdom, right? It is the divine always wants for us what we want, but it only works through us and as us. And so when we think it's something outside of me, it is about what I am understanding and listening into in myself that will begin to change what experience and what I create out in the world. Now, I love this because it means you are powerful. You are a divine being, made in the image and likeness of God, right? You have the power of that creative energy in you to consciously choose. And yet, we still have to find out, what have I inherited or unconsciously looked at, which takes looking at ourselves. Now, some of these belief systems can be surprising. And I want to invite you to notice when you think something, is it true? Is it really true? How often do you think thoughts? Because this is our learning to focus our mind differently. And focusing our mind first starts noticing what the mind is doing. Noticing all the ways that it has these thoughts. And we just automatically think them. We go out through life and we even make little statements to ourselves and to one another that are not true. That are not truth at the highest level of capital T. And so part of what we begin to notice is how often, an easy one is someone gives you a compliment. And what do you immediately think? Oh, no. We diminish ourselves in it. Instead of just saying, thank you for noticing. Wow, that was awesome of you to say. That we instead play small, shut down, pull back, because we were taught it's arrogant, right? It's arrogant to accept a compliment. It's arrogant to acknowledge the truth of our divine self and hold our energy and light in that higher vibrational frequency. And yet that's what we're being called to. And it means we have to ferret out those places where we bring down our energy, where we negate ourselves, and we negate one another. So judgment goes both inward and outward. And judgment gets in the way of our ability to be with what is and bring forth the greatest, highest good that we just sang about in our lives. And so in our inner being, we start to notice that I have a belief somehow that I'm not good enough. I have a belief that, things are not going to work out. They work out for some people, but not for me. Or, we have beliefs, and sometimes they're small. Sometimes they're really large, and they run our entire life. And we don't even realize how much we made a decision when we were 3 years old because something happened, and then we've lived our whole life based upon a decision that wasn't true. And when we start to look at these things, we'll start to recognize and be willing to say, that's an interesting thought I just had. Is it true? Well, where did I get that thought? What belief is behind that thought? Is that belief true? Oh, what if it's not true? What if there's some other greater belief that opens up the field in a way that takes me out of the field of limitation and lack that I've created in my world? How many of you believe, I'm going to say this, how many of you believe that we're in trouble as a world and we're going down? There are those who believe that right now. Now that's a choice, all right? I was shown in a vision that it's all about our vibrational frequency. So what I was shown was that, no, the minute we start vibrating differently, the world cleans itself up, clears away the old energies. We no longer do those things we did that created that world. So everything tends to come and fix itself, right? Have you had the situation where you were upset with someone and you felt they did you wrong, and you're mad about the situation or whatever it might be, and you're holding an energy, and they need to be the first one to respond. They need to be the first one to forgive, We do that. I know you don't, but in that process, when we finally realize, I need to see the situation from a new perception, from a new understanding, a new realization, and we shift our energy around it, it's like miraculously they show up in our lives again, and there is a healing that occurs. And this happens on all kinds of different levels because our belief systems are running us at the core. So one of the belief systems we get to I love this statement, I was going to say this, is that, go back a minute, go back 1 minute. It says, we do not see things as they are, we see things as we are. So if I'm angry and upset, I see all the reasons I should be angry and upset, etc., etc. All right, now you're going. Thank you. And so one of the key questions that we get to ask is the universe friendly? Here's a belief system. Do you believe that the universe is conspiring on your behalf to bring you the greatest life, to bring you the greatest good, to open you to a continual soul journey? Or do you believe that, no, it really isn't? It's going to give me roadblocks. It's going to test me all the time. It's giving me all these things because I have to take my tests, and I have to go through these hard lessons in life, that we're on earth school and it's hard. Is that what you believe? Invite yourself to question those beliefs. This is a time for us to say, what if? This universe, this divine energy of life and light and love is always available and is always working on your behalf to bring you good when you choose to see it that way. And the minute you choose to see it that way, everything shifts. I shared before the story of that I had this belief somehow that I wasn't supported. And so that was my story, and I saw it everywhere. And the minute I shifted the story and went, no, that's not true. I've been so ridiculously supported in my life. And I couldn't help but I sat down and just wept because I was so supported in this world. I've been so supported. And even the things I thought were not support were support. And then when I started to see from that perspective, I realized, that situation was actually pushing on me for me to claim my highest self, to claim my divine identity, and begin to live a different life. So in this process, we get to notice, what do we believe? Now, I love the story of Pollyanna. I've actually done a whole lesson on Pollyanna before. And you all know the story of Pollyanna. Pollyanna, it goes through and has a severe accident, is injured and all this stuff. But she keeps this really, really positive attitude in the midst of everything. She goes through her struggle at first, working through it. And then she comes to the realization that she has choice. That she has the choice to choose what she says and how she encourages other people. And she becomes the town's encourager. She starts going and helping bring positive statements to people. And a lot of people have made fun of, oh yeah, that's a Pollyanna. I got that a lot. Oh, she's a Pollyanna. Yes, I'm a Pollyanna. And what if that is one of the great gifts we bring to this world? When we focus our mind on the positive and start to see it and bring it out in every circumstance and situation, there is positive in everything if we choose to experience and see it that way. So we get to decide, am I willing to take on the wisdom of Pollyanna and even in the difficult moments go, yay, all right, let's see the good in this situation. What is this going to be used for to make me a better person, to make the situation a healing happen, or to bring forth greater good in the world? See, God works that way in those mysterious ways, where all of a sudden something that we thought was negative becomes something that was one of the greatest gifts of our lives, right? So in this process, we get to take on that wisdom of Pollyanna and start to bring the good forth. And when we focus our mind, so we are like a camera lens. Our mind is like a camera lens. I don't know about you, but I don't really enjoy a fuzzy picture. In today's world, we have such great cameras, even on our phone, right? And so we get clarity from those pictures that we take. And if it comes out fuzzy, what do? We delete that picture. We don't keep that picture. And that's what we have to do with our own minds. When we focus in on what's really true and good, like Corinthians teaches us, then what we do is we begin to see that everywhere we look. And we train our mind, value tagging, neuroplasticity, we begin to train our mind to focus and find the good in every situation. It will always agree with us. The universe will agree with us, right? The mind will agree with us. If we say it's awful, the mind agrees and it's going to show us all the reasons it's awful, right? If we say, oh, it's lovely, then the mind focuses and we agree. Now, one of the things Ken says in his book, once we get that clarity within us, once we get clarified of what it is that we're desiring, what it is that we want to focus on, now we need to make bold claims. We need to speak it out. One of the things I was taught in India, in the ashram there, was that one of the reasons we invite you to whisper names on Sunday morning when you're speaking, when you're doing prayers together, there is power in hearing your own voice say something. And what we were taught is that we were to do mantras, and we did chants, and we did a lot of different prayer processes. And we were invited to always be able to hear our own voice. That there was power in that ability to hear ourselves claim something. Now, we all know the I am consciousness is a powerful place for us to speak from. And what we claim in the I am will be a unified field that we're inviting into our body, our mind, our spirit in every way. And so what kind of I amness are you speaking into? I caught myself the other day saying, I'm exhausted. And then I went, oh, wait. I'm feeling exhausted, but I am not that. I am life energy. I am divine energy. I am the awareness of the divine. But it's interesting to catch the ways that these things come out and catch us unawares. And that's where we focus again in that moment. I went, okay, we need to change that self-talk. I was laying in bed in the morning, hadn't gotten up yet, and I went, no. This is not the way we start our day. This is not the truth that we live or we believe. So what is the truth? I am divinely energized. I have all the energy I need. I have all the health and wholeness and vitality I need to do everything that ought to be done by me. I love the Charles Fillmore, our co-founder's statement when he was 95, said, I fairly sizzle with zeal to go forth and do that which ought to be done by me. I love that. I fairly sizzle with zeal, right? I sizzle with zeal usually, so, so when I'm feeling something else, it's like a surprise, right? And so as soon as I made those claims and started shifting that, my whole energy shifted, right? And we are at that place. This is about focusing our mind. Now, the key about this is one of my favorite statements in Ken's book. He says, what happens in vagueness stays in vagueness. We get vague about what we desire, of what we are wanting to claim, and we give mixed messages to ourselves and the universe. And so a part of what we're learning to do is not have those. So one of the ways we do that is we'll say something and then the mind will go, yeah, but you have those yabbits and how they multiply, yabbits like rabbits, they multiply when we start to buy those. So instead of having those, we go, nope, I'm claiming something powerfully and staying with it as the truth. Now, the last piece of this that I want to talk about today is that we have to have, I'm not quite done yet. We have to have an unwavering focus and understand our purpose. So when I know my purpose, and one of the things Ken invites in this book is us to get clear about why am I here on this earth? Not your job title, not your role as a mother, or as a daughter, as a whatever, or a son, or a father, even a healer. It's like, what is my purpose, my greater purpose? I am here to be a presence of radiating light in this world, of radiating love. I've often said I came from the Alpha to the Omega to bring a presence of divine love and help spread that through this world and anchor that in this world. I also know I'm a consciousness catalyst. I am here to be a catalyst for people to awaken their consciousness. I'm an awakener. I am a divine translator. What are you saying for yourself about your own divine purpose? Are you clear? And have you written it out? Because when we do, there's something about it that we go, oh, I am that. If you don't know, ask 5 trusted friends that really get you. Who am I? What is it I bring? What's my purpose here? Because sometimes we struggle with remembering the truth of who we are and what we're about in this world. So open to those that would help you do that. So all of this goes back to focusing our mind, and our imagination is part of what's powerful in that. What are you imagining as so? Are you imagining the greatest possibility, or do you have limits on how much you're willing to imagine? What is your greatest good? What is it you desire? And how do you fulfill? We don't even have to figure out how to fulfill it. Our job is to know the what. What is it that I desire, the greatest thing? And oftentimes, it's not the particular things out there. It's a way of being. It's an experience of life. And when we experience that in our being, we recognize, oh, that's what I want. Why is it I think I want this? Well, I want this because I want the experience that it's going to give me. Right? And often when we get to that, that's back to what's the true belief underneath. I want to experience the loving connections that I have with people. And that I want to experience that in community of like-minded, like-hearted individuals. I know many of you are in these spirit groups studying this material. And that's a part of it. You want that connection to the divine and to one another. And it's powerful when we do that. But get your clarity and then let your imagination bring to you all the ways that that's available. And of course, then we affirm it and we give thanks for it. He says, see it, feel it, and name it. And when we do that, then we begin to open up. Now, Ken gives many other things in this book about ideas that you can practice. Suggestions, a gratitude journal or a gratitude partner that you share things with, a vision board, purpose statements. All those are part of possibilities that are there, ways to begin to focus our mind again and again and again on that which is the highest, greatest good of our own journey. And when we do this, we start to live from that God essence, that place where the infallible sign of the presence of God is joy. And when I live from my high purpose, when I live in alignment with truth, and I begin to speak that truth in my own thoughts, in my own words, and therefore my actions will follow. And I will live something much greater than what I have played at in the past, where I have let myself stay small. What I want for each of you is your highest, greatest good, for you to know the truth of who you are, to know that you live in a field of infinite possibilities, and you can create a life that harmonizes love and light and become a radiating light in this world. Of whatever that is you want it to be. It's a radiating light of love. It can be a radiating light, period. Can be, you can put a name in there, but be all that you are created to be, because you are divinely made and inspired, and you're meant to live out your unapologetic manifestations in ways that delight your soul and delight your life and bless our world. And I am grateful that you are the ones that are doing this. God bless you, friends. I love this. Life tip: hang out with people who make you forget to look at your phone. And those are the ones from last week that break out in song, right? All right. Thank you for joining us today, everybody on Facebook and YouTube. And we want to take this time where we bless our offering and the gifts that are given online and the gifts that are given in our hearts and here, and all the ways that we give. You can text, you can call, you can send in a check, you can give in here, but we love it all, and we are grateful because it allows us to be here and serve in the way that we're called to serve as a community. So, together, divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies